Okay, mathematicians. Today we're going to look at a strategy that helps us be more efficient counters and mathematicians. And that's called counting on. Can you say counting on? Yeah. And counting on's probably exactly what you think it is. I wonder if you've heard of it before. But counting on is like when you put a number in your brain and you keep going. Yeah. Okay. So Miss Shay has a pile of like her most favorite snack, and some of you already probably know this, and it's popcorn. And in this bag of popcorn, what's that say? 100. Yep, here's 100 popcorn kernels. Now, Miss Shay had some left over in her cup. And I could dump this all out, right? I could dump it all out and count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I could count all the way up to 100, and I could keep going with the rest of my popcorn. I'm wondering though, is there a more efficient or a quicker way to do this? Yes, I could put 100 in my brain and keep counting. Yeah, because this one is the bigger one. This one has more, several more. It's bigger and it's greater. So I'm going to put that number in my brain and count on to see how many popcorn kernels I have. Let's do it together. So, wow, this is a big number, but I know we got it. Let's put 100 in our brain. Ready? 100. 100. What number comes after 100? 100 and, oh, I'm going to put it over here. 101. Keep going. 102. 103. 104. 105. 106. 107, 108, 109, 110, 111. Oopsie, I put it in a row of 10 so we could see it. 112. So now I know that for a snack, I have 112 popcorn kernels. That was way quicker than dumping out my bag. Let's look at my board to see another way we could be more efficient with counting on. Mathematicians, here's my connecting cues that me and my students like to use when we're learning at school. So I set them up in rows of 10. That way, if I wanted to count by ones, I could, or I could count by groups of 10 and count on. Okay, so let's remember what we said about when Miss Shay counted her popcorn. She put the big number in her brain and counted on. Let's try that. Let's see if we can count the rows of 10 and then count on to count the extras down here that aren't in a complete row of 10. Well, if this is 10, we're going to go 10. This row is 2 10s, 20. Good. 3 10s, 30. 4 10s, 40. Ooh, I don't want to count 50. I'm going to go 40. Count with me. 41, 42, 43. Yeah, 44. Give yourselves a booyah. Booyah. You just counted on using 10s and 1s. We've talked about how counting on is a great strategy for mathematicians, right? Because you get to put a number in your brain and keep going. It makes your counting and your math more efficient. Now let's look at this tool we can use to count on. You might have seen this in your classroom before. Yeah, this is a number chart. And we're going to be working on numbers 1 through 120. So we already got to see that set up in 10 frames. And we got to see Miss Shay count on using popcorn. Yeah, she put 100 in her brain and kept going. Now you could use a number chart to count on as well. So if I put 100 pieces of popcorn in my brain, 100's over there. And then I can keep going. 101, 102, very good. And I went all the way to 112. Now, mathematicians can find patterns in a number chart. So I want you to observe this number chart quickly. What do you see? What patterns might you see? A pattern is something that repeats. Yeah, so something that we notice really quickly in my classroom is that if you look down at all these numbers, they all end in 0. Even past 100, the pattern keeps going. What other patterns do we see? Oh, that's a big one, yeah. So the tens place, oh yeah, 11 is 10, 1, 11. So then that means the tens place in this row is all ones. And then what does it become? Twos, yep. And then threes, fours, fives, all the way down to 6, 7, 8, 9. And then we see all these numbers start with a 10 and all these numbers start with an 11. Wow. I'm making a connection to place value. When we use the number chart and we can observe those patterns, we can see that the tens place all has something in common. And then look at the ones place. So that's 2 ones, 10, 2, right? 2 tens, 2, 3 tens, 2. Wow, that pattern keeps going. So I'm showing you this because the number chart is a really important tool that you can use to see patterns. So while you're at home, a great thing you could be doing is counting all the way from 1 to 120. And then I want you to practice writing those numbers and finding patterns in the numbers. Okay, let's look at my board to see how we can keep counting on. Okay, math detectives, let's see if we can count on by ones or tens. I'm not going to tell you which one you have to do. We are going to look at the pattern because mathematicians search for patterns to help them solve problems. So let's look at the blue pattern first. We know that this number is what? Yep, 12, 13, 14. What is happening in this sequence? Touch your brain. What do we think's happening? Yes, between 12 and 13, we're adding 1. So I'm just going to put that up here. Between 13 and 14, we're adding 1. So then what number is going to come next? Say it loud. 12, 13, 14, 15, 10, 5, 15. What comes next? Yep, add 1 and add 1. Look at you finishing that sequence. Give yourselves a home run. Home run. Okay, now let's look at the other one. Okay, can we solve this pattern? I see 62, 72, 82. Is that adding 1? No, that's not adding 1 because adding 1 after 62 would be 63. What's happening? The ones place is staying. Oh, you guys got it. The tens place is changing. That means that they are adding what? You got it. They're adding 10. So I'm going to write that because you solved the pattern. 62, 72, 82. Oh, you know what comes next? Yep. 9 tens to 92 and 102. Give your brains a kiss. Mwah! So smart. You guys are able to count on by ones and tens. See you next time.